I'm still very happy. If it's 69, I'm shivering.
Okay.
And these two people said that it's impossible. I said, set the temperature, whatever, and I
Timing.
want them to change anything on me. And yes, indeed, they can physically see that I'm not happy. I don't know why, but that's how it is. So for me, minimum 70, 71, 72, that's better.
Hi, Jesus.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Linda
Hello.
Francis, hi. Kate, hi.
Hi, hi.
Hi, hi.
Hi. Hi
Hello,
to everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Here's my video. There we go. Oh, here we go. Good morning.
Good morning. Linda, what's next? I'll ask you later.
Okay.
Here's Reverend Bill with your God call.
When you feel joy, God feels joy. When you feel pain, God feels joy. Yep, that seems kind of paradoxical, but if everything is God's infinite love unfolding in its own particular way, that means everything that you are is the joyful expression of God's love. So you can't change what God is, you can simply change what's happening in your experience. Choose well.
Morning, everybody.
Hi, Emily.
Hi. Gonna start us off with a song. This song, you've probably heard me do it before. It comes from one of the affirmation cards I received one Sunday at church, at our gathering, months and months ago, pre-COVID, but we were handing out little cards with affirmations, and this one said, I am worthy, I am prosperous, I am enough, I am beautiful. I think that's it. The song will tell me. I'll remember all of the words once I start singing, but I decided to set it to music, and we're going to start off with that one. And if you like, please sing along, of course. I am worthy, I am prosperous, I am enough, oh, I am beautiful, oh, I am powerful, I am gifted, I am loved, I am loved. All right, let's try it again now that I remember the words. I am worthy, I am prosperous, I'm enough. I am enough, I'm beautiful. Oh, I am beautiful. I'm powerful. I am powerful. I am gifted. I am loved. I am loved.
Thank you, Emily. Good morning, New Thought, Philadelphia. Woohoo! Repeat after me. I open myself to love.
I open myself to love.
I open myself to joy.
I open myself to joy.
I open myself to a sometimes sunny Sunday in September.
I open
Myself to sunny Sunday in September to remember.
I know good is right here, right now.
I know good is right here, right now.
Right now.
And so it is.
So it is.
Hey, I am Breen Rourke, president of the Board of Trustees at New Thought Philadelphia. For those of you expecting to see Reverend Bill, we gave him the day off. He's lurking here, but he did a wedding in the Poconos and we weren't sure about logistics. So we're splitting all the duties that Bill normally does. I will be doing all the bald middle-aged white guy parts. And we have a guest speaker this morning the Reverend Dr. Martha Creek, who will be doing all the Reverend Doctor parts. Reverend Dr. Martha Creek comes to us with a long history of New Thought tradition from Unity and Science of Mind. And she's got, like, I think 17 different degrees. So she's very well educated and is going to have a lot to say, I'm sure. So a little bit of business, because on Zoom, we can't control everything from the audio point of view. So we ask everybody to mute. There's not a lot of background noise and echoing and cacophony. And if you have another electronic device that you're not using to Zoom us, go ahead and turn that off, so it doesn't ring or chime or buzz or whatever to disturb you during the celebration. We'll begin everything the way we begin everything, with a practical prayer. And here's Joe.
Good morning, everyone. Take a deep breath and settle in to the truth of who we are. In the beginning, there was darkness and void. Then the one power and presence announced itself as and with the word, let there be. Light, love, life, and all flowed from that, as through in that one power and presence, infinitely expanding since then. Everyone, everything traces itself back to that one source, that one infinite creative force. And as we continue to flow as individual expressions of that one, we are one mind, one love, one power, mingling and sharing our lights, our love, ourselves, and together we meet here to celebrate our common source, our shared truth, with music, with words, with feelings. We express ourselves together and create something greater in that sharing and in that mingling. We multiply our joys, our love, our lights, and ourselves. I am grateful for this good. I am grateful for this good that comes into everyone's lives, flows through us even now. I claim it, I accept it, I open to it, and I release my word to the law that makes it happen, because it always says yes, and so it is.
And so it is. So I just realized I'm all sorts of out of order, but that's okay, because it's all in divine order. So we're going to talk right now about prayer works. The reason we do prayer is because it works. So now's the time for anybody who wants to share with us a story of prayer working in your life. Go ahead and raise your hand, wave, turn yourself off of mute, and let us know what's happening. Bill Marcioni.
Good morning, Breen. Good morning, everybody. And thank you, team, for covering all of this. The wedding actually was in upstate New York, so 4.5-hour ride getting home. Fortunately, I woke up really early and I just made it home. My prayer work story today, I mean, the wedding worked, the bride and groom are married, so that was a success. But my prayer work story, I heard the dress rehearsal this morning as Emily's opening song was one that she wrote for New Thought Philadelphia. And it's based on RPA's, Rapid Pace Affirmations, which is a technique that we use in the Beyond Limits class. And the part that Emily didn't know is that came out of Beyond Limits, and that I was thinking about RPAs and the cards that we give out that have the Rapid Pace Affirmations on them, because I was sending the courseware to Hannah in New Orleans and was considering, do I want to include an RPA card with that, or what are we going to do with the rest of the students? So the pieces connecting back together are just a confirmation for me that love is unflowing and I am worthy, peaceful, prosperous, and all the other things we put on that. So thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Anybody else? Prayer working in your life? Okay, well, prayer works, whether it's having other people take over the celebration or healing or prosperity, whatever it happens to be. And I neglected to mention, and thank you, Bill, that we have our music today is by the incomparable Emily Drinker. And Emily Drinker, because she's got a looper and she backs herself up. And I see a drum kit. Are you going to jump on the drums too at some point, Emily?
Yes.
That would be awesome. So New Thought Philadelphia is an open, loving community of spiritual adventurers, welcoming each person to experience their divine nature in an empowering space of unconditional love. Whatever path you've been on, whatever brought you through our door in our Zoom, wherever you're going next, you are welcome and we love you. We believe there is one power, love, intelligence, or force that creates everything, including each of us. And we all use that same power, love, intelligence, or force to create our own life according to our thought, or as we like to say around here, our new life begins with a new thought. There are words, and I know them by heart, but I keep trying to look at the script, and that just messes me up. All right, so enough silliness. Let's go with announcements.
Okay. This seasonal, cool, and refreshing information can be found on our website at newthoughtphilly.org. Beyond Limits class is 10 power-packed sessions to introduce the principles and practices of New Thought that will transform your life. Begins tomorrow from 7 to 9:30 on Zoom. Tuition is $200. Please register now. The half-day practical prayer for real results workshop is on Saturday, October 3rd from 12:30 to 5. You'll learn the scientifically proven steps of effective affirmative prayer that are common to virtually all the world's religions and spiritual practices. It's included in the Beyond Limits class, or you can take it on its own, and the fee is $25. We do a community check-in and meditation twice a day. They're fun, inspiring, and transformational, and they're less than 15 minutes long. Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. and 6 p.m., Saturdays at 9 a.m., and Sundays at 6 p.m. They're open to everyone. It's the same meeting, Zoom meeting, as the Sunday celebration. Please join our Philly Spiritual Adventurers group on meetup.com. The Women's Circle meets the fourth Thursday of every month by Zoom. For details about the September meeting, you can contact me, Sandy, or Joe for the Zoom and any other information. The Power of 8 intention setting group starts tomorrow. The group's based on the book by Lynn McTaggart, who also wrote The Intention Experiment. It helps bring new experience into the lives of the group members. The group will meet every Monday at 4:30 for a half hour, beginning tomorrow through Halloween. And you can contact me for that as well, Sandy. As a civic reminder, Election Day is coming and there is still time to register or sign up to vote by mail. Visit votespa.com. That's VOTESPA.com. We gratefully accept donations and payments via credit card or PayPal. Use the donate button on the website or mail a check to the office at 137 Barry Road, Ardmore. Thanks to production team who make our Zoom celebration work. There's a short technical rehearsal on Saturday afternoons and a final check-in before the celebration on Sundays. If you'd like to take part, contact Sarah. Next Sunday, our special guest speaker will be the insightful, and inspiring Martha Creek. She's here this week.
This Sunday.
She's here today. Reverend Bill and the practitioners are available for healing prayer. Contact them through the website. After the celebration, the healing prayer team offers Miracle in a Minute sessions at no charge. Joe will be available for a Zoom breakout after the celebration. We'll leave the Zoom meeting open for people to talk among themselves. That's it.
Hey, thank you, Sandy.
Okay.
Yay. I'm looking around at all these beautiful Zoom faces. So great to see everybody. Do we have anyone joining us for the first time today and would like to say hello and acknowledge? You can wave, you can send us a chat. Santina, hi, welcome. So glad you're here. Met Santina on some of the daily calls, so it's awesome to see you. We invite you to visit our website and sign up for our mailing list and our newsletter and let us know how you'd like us to be in touch with you, anywhere between completely ignoring you and stalking you. We're very, very flexible. All right, we have a special blessing. So everybody, let's rub your hands together and send out a lot of love and warmth. You are the bright light of divine love. Thank you for sharing your light with us, and welcome. Yay. So when we're all together in celebration, this is where we walk around and hug each other. We're not going to hug on Zoom. We can send out Zoom hugs. We can put it on gallery view and look around at everybody and all these smiling, shiny faces, while Emily sings us another song.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, something without warning, love, always heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Oh, just one look at you, and you know it's gonna be a lovely day, 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 a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, someone else instead of me always seems to know the way. When I look at you, then the world's alright with me. Oh, just one look at you, and you know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, oh, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, a lovely day, 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 a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, a lovely day, 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 a lovely day, lovely day. Lovely day, y'all.
Beautiful. Thank you, Emily. Okay, now we are going to do our ritual of lighting the flames of faith. We do this every Sunday. We've got a flame cam here on Zoom, and Jennifer is going to read.
Yes, thank you, Breen. We perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from the one power, love, intelligence, which we call Spirit or God. We honor the richness that comes from our shared diversity, and we bless the interwoven energy of the divine feminine and masculine. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone or any place that you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
Blessed be. Thank you. And now we'll have a reading brought to us by Sarah and her cat, apparently.
Just sit on my lap, so we'll just hope that that stays. So today's reading, I had to print it out because it's so small on my phone, is A Daily Dose of Sanity, a 5-minute soul recharge for every day of the year by Alan Cohen. And we're going to read the one from September 11th, and it's titled, Never Anything Good to Say. Nothing splendid has ever been achieved except by those who dared believe that something inside them was superior to circumstance. Bruce Barton. My developmentally delayed neighbor, Marty, has always a bright smile, loves to connect with everyone he meets, and often utters profound truths you might expect to hear from a Zen master. Once, when I visited Marty, he showed me his skill on a video game. I was amazed to observe how quickly and masterfully he overcame foes and obstacles and worked his way to the top of the mountain the game required him to scale. At the apex, he was confronted by a huge fire-snorting dragon who puffed himself up and threatened in a booming voice, "Go no farther or I will destroy you." But Marty was not daunted. He turned to me, laughed, and advised, "Don't listen to that guy. He never has anything good to say." With that, Marty pressed a few buttons on his joystick, grabbed the dragon by the tail, twirled the beast several times, and hurled him into the abyss, thereby winning the game. When dragons confront us in life, we might do well to remember Marty's comment. Don't listen to that guy. He never has anything good to say. The voice of fear takes many different forms, but if you trace it back to its essence, it is by nature weak and paltry and has no power in the face of truth. You need not be intimidated by people, news, or events that threaten to hurt or annihilate. Instead, stand tall, laugh, and using the fulcrum of your identity as a spiritual being, toss the imposter into the abyss. What person, situation, or voice is trying to intimidate you? How might you respond if you recognize that you are more powerful than any adversary that confronts you? And then it says like a nice affirmation at the end. I answer fear with confidence, truth, and integrity. I am greater than any threat I perceive.
So it is. Thank you, Sarah. Beautiful. Emily?
Thanks, Sarah. Yes. So I'm switching up my order of songs just because this next one fits more with the reading we just heard. So it'll be the chorus of me for this one that we always joke about. Because I have my loop station here on the ground. You can't see it, but you guys know the drill. You know that I'm going to do a bunch of harmonies with myself. So this is an original song about just letting it be, just resting and trying to chill out and not let different fears and our perception of things take over too much. This is called Cradle Rock. Let the cradle rock you, let your body rest. You don't have all the answers, this is not a test. Let the cradle rock you, let your body rest. You don't have all the answers, this is not a test. Let the cradle rock you, let your body rest. You don't have all the answers, this is not a test. Let the cradle rock you, let your body rest. You don't have all the answers, this is not a test. Sometimes I feel that I'm losing control of myself, and I realize I'm fine till I do it all over again. Let the cradle rock you. Oh, let the cradle rock you. Don't have all the answers, this is not a test. Oh, let the cradle rock you. Let your body rest. Let your body rest. Don't have all the answers, this is not a test. Let the cradle rock you. Let your body rest. Oh, let the cradle rock you. Let your body rest. This is not a test. This is not a test. This is not a test. Thanks, y'all.
Oh, thank you, Emily. Wonderful to hear you and you and you and you. I have the honor of introducing our guest speaker today. She's been spiritual since she was a little girl. She might tell that story. Involved in lots of different religious practices and programs. The two things that are noteworthy for me about Martha Creek is that, first of all, she'll like drop an idea into, I think it happens to everybody. It happens when she does it to me. She'll drop an idea into my head and it will echo and ricochet around in there, causing all sorts of change long after she's stopped talking. And the other thing about Martha is that she's an instigator. She makes things happen, which is wonderful. I've seen that happen in a lot of different cases. She served on the board of the affiliated New Thought Network for several years and really shaped the organization up. So it's in financially and organizationally the position that I was willing to run for the board, and I got elected to it a couple of weeks ago. So thank you for making room for me, because I wouldn't have done it without you running point. Let's welcome Martha Creek.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I accept that. And you know the law that says whatever you value and appreciate in me is a reflection of you. So I bow to that in you and to each and every one of you and those of you that are here. So I am from Bug Tussle, Kentucky. So now's your chance to dart off or just listen to the recording if you can't bear the thoughts of that. So that's where the Beverly Hillbillies came from. If you look into the trivia, and it's shifted a little bit over the years, but it's exactly like it's depicted. So a very rural part of Kentucky, right on the border of Kentucky and Tennessee. And it's important in many ways that, have you ever had the sense that you were born into a family as an alien? Do you ever look around at your family and go, what in the world? Like, is it just me? Can you relate to this? And then some of us went, ooh, I am out of here. OUT out of here. So I'm going to move to California because I need some space. And then everywhere we go. Have you heard this before? Everywhere we go. There we are. So then where does it leave us then to say, okay, so then all of this was on purpose. My placement is on purpose. The dynamics in the family are on purpose. The relational dynamics are on purpose. So then I can be mad and irritated, frustrated, fed up over this, opposing them all the way to the grave, hurt. And you know, the scientists have proven this. We're getting high off this of being offended. It's its own addiction. So it's no little thing to have something opposing us, to have somebody to disagree with us, to have somebody to think differently than we think, to have somebody to believe something different than what we believe, even a nuance of what we believe, and to allow it. To accept the full spectrum of the human beingness, the full spectrum of the human relational dynamics, the full spectrum of the human intellectual dynamics, the emotional dynamics, relational dynamics, and to say, instead of cutting our little handy dandy line down the middle and going, I accept this and I'll have none of this, thanks. And then not noticing the consequences of that simple little binary but patterned, archaic, albeit, binary form of classifying that to say, I've got to get the line down. I've got to get the line down. I've got to have less of this polarization. I've got to have less of this good, bad, right, wrong. And some of us high righteous new thoughters parade around going, well, I don't believe in good and bad. Oh my God, that's so archaic. I don't believe in good and evil. It's like, yes, we do. We call it positive and negative. It's the same old paradigm. It's the same old thing that says this. And it's like, then there's this middle of this. That's where all the power is. So then even when I can't accept things as they are, as long as I don't oppose things as they are, I'm in power. I'm empowered. I'm in power, not force. So power that has power, power that's sustainable, power that's causative, creative, generative. The law of our teaching, the basis, the principal base of our teachings, the causative use of the mind, which I have no power when I start to get into force. And oh, the temptation. Oh, the allure to see things as right and wrong and good and bad and positive and negative versus backing up from it to say there's this, all of this exists, alpha and omega and everything in between, not alpha or omega, alpha and omega and everything in between. So then that in between can feel pretty messy sometimes. Have you noticed? It's like, oh, then I realize I'm all right. Then I repeat it. Then I'm back in the messy middle again. Then, oh, I realize, oh, there's another option. I do a prayer. I do an affirmation. I do a minute of meditation or longer. And I go, oh, I remember who I am. And then I forget. And then I say, what's that look on her face? How dare you use that tone with me? Yes. Reality. Reality. The reality of this whole spectrum. And the good news is reality rules, and I don't have to be ruled by it. So reality rules, and my alignment with reality, my accepting what I cannot change, my wise causative use to change what I can, and the absolute deliberate determination to know the difference and to practice it. And then practice makes progress. Practice makes progress. So then I'm not living over here in this polarity or that polarity. I'm less stuck. Then I have an innate, inherent capacity for neostasis, for new stasis instead of homeostasis, stuck in the way of it, stuck in the way of being that the species has been for 2,000 recorded years. Then the progression of the human as a species, or the regression of society, the regression of the species, then, if we believe in, as we teach and claim to believe in quantum theory, quantum mechanics, quantum effect, then every single thought, pause, presencing myself, every conscious breath I take, every prayer, every intention, every letting go, renunciation, elimination is effective, causative. This is good news today. Gospel, they say, gospel, good news that says, oh, then I matter. My presence matters. My consciousness matters. And how I'm progressing my consciousness matters. And how I'm tending to the emotional field, and how I'm tending to the mentation and the mental fields, and how I'm tending to these old patterned, instinctual, hardwired, but not so hardwired they can't be rewired pathways, that I hold a capacity and a calling, an impulse to rewire, to form a new neural pathway that says, in any situation, regardless of how painful, regardless of how messy, I have an option in consciousness to relate to it differently. So then, regardless of what presents, and this will frighten some of you and free the rest of you, I don't get to pick what happens. I can, however, pick when I'm in an upper room of the mind or an upper chamber of the heart, how I'm going to relate to what happens. Herein lies the power of the universe, not just in theory, but what we've been practicing. Some of us for decades. So we're no longer at an age where we can afford to postpone this, or where we can afford to go new thought light, LITE. It's time to go new thought light, LIGHT, and to have a new thought about new thought, and back to our basics and the principles of our teaching. And then we cannot afford to postpone what needs to be done, and needs to be done right away. So let's see then, what would it be like in your life if you were willing to turn up your luminosity dial, just a dial, just one. So keep your meditation going and dial it up. And keep your renunciation going and dial it up. And keep your zeal going and dial it up. And keep your imagination going and dial it up. And keep your faith going and dial it up. Like, I can't see how this is going to turn out. I can't see this yet, I can't even honestly call it good. And I'm willing to. I'm willing to see this. I'm willing to see this differently. And to continue in that direction and to accept that this is not linear, that this is not a tick box exercise. Like, oh yes, I know the principles. Oh yes, I can quote Ernest Holmes. It's like, so what? Until this is embodied, until this is lived out, then it's just another theory, just another concept, just more mentation. So until and to the degree that we accept the whole spectrum, everything's included here. Everything that is included. And then continue to develop my relationship with that so that I then am empowered and equipped, well equipped, confidently equipped to be with this differently until we free the whole world, so to speak. And to accept the whole world, the whole spectrum is free to agree with you or to disagree with you. Until you have given that freedom, that they're free to like you, they're free to not like you. They're free to invite you, to not invite you, to include you, to not include you. They're free to love you. They're free to not love you. They're free to see things the way they see them. And they're free to see things differently than the way I see them. And until I have given the whole world, the whole spectrum of humanity, its freedom, I can never have freedom. So in order for me to be free, I have to align with what is the whole spectrum. Not agree with it. That's the good news of the day. I don't have to agree with it. I don't have to condone it. I don't have to vote for it. I don't have to placate it. And I don't have to live in opposition, at war with it either. That is such a relief. So in the middle of this, not way down here on this polarity, not way down here in this polarity, but somewhere in this middle that's ever changing, that is like it, don't like it, love it, don't love it, will, won't, don't, can't, should, shouldn't, need, don't need, included. So get a sense of this today. Of who you would be even with our human wounds, even with the suffering in the physical, the suffering in the human learning processes that include suffering. If we believed, if we knew for sure that none of this is in vain, that this is part of our creation, it's a part of our next iteration of ourselves. And that in and through it all, the messiness of grief, the messiness of not getting what we wanted, in and through it all, we're not only going through it, we're growing through it. And who would you be if you embodied that? This too is growing me. Even this challenge spurs me to grow, spurs my growth. And not sadistically, not masochistically, just I am going through it and growing through it. And at times it will feel messy. And at times it won't go the way I wanted. And nevertheless, in all situations, I am sustained. So then that dreaded worry and fear about falling apart, the dreaded falling apart experience maybe wouldn't be so dreaded. Like, I am sustained. I am growing through it and going through it. So get a sense, an embodiment of trusting the transformative process, the transformative pattern, and that in all things, including the messy middle, God is. God is here. God is, even in this. So then even in our wounds, the wounds are made sacred. Sacred wounds. And then our actual and ordinary life, the whole journey of our life becomes more clear as a godly life. So even in the messy middle. So get a sense today as we pause and begin to reflect here, who you would be as it is if you didn't mind. You don't have to like it. You don't have to love it. Who would you be if you didn't mind? And get a sense of that in your body. And this is a reading, and I don't know from who. So maybe some of you would know, you might recognize it. Barely the day started and it's already 6 p.m. Barely arrived on Monday and it's already Friday, and the month is already over and the year is almost gone, and already 40, 50, 60 years of our lives have passed. And we realize, some of us, that we lost our parents, friends, and we realize it's too late to go back. So let's try, despite everything, let's try to enjoy the remaining time. Let's look for activities that we like. Let's put some color in our gray. Let's smile at the little things in life that balm our hearts. And despite everything, let's continue to enjoy the serenity this time, the serenity in the time we have left. Let's try to eliminate the afters. I'll do it after. I'll say after. I'll think about it after. We leave everything for later, like after is actually ours, because what we don't understand is that afterwards, the coffee gets cold. Afterwards, priorities change. Afterwards, the charm is broken. Afterwards, health passes. Afterwards, the kids grow up. Afterwards, parents get old. Afterwards, promises are forgotten. Afterwards, the day becomes the night. Afterwards, life ends. And then it's often too late. So let's leave nothing for later. Because still waiting, see you later, we can lose the best moments, the best experience, best friends, best family. The day is today. The moment is now. Love to you all. I bow to you. I thank you for the ways you serve your own soul's progression and the progression of the soul of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Martha. Thank you. Emily?
Thank you so much. That was amazing. I'm gonna do an original song called Mine to Keep. If I can get my ukulele in tune. I always, in my mind, find a way to connect the songs to the message. I hope it relates. I think it relates to the idea of being sustained that Martha was talking about, and moving through the mess and knowing that you are sustaining it yourself. Okay, here's Mine to Keep. Oh man, come on, uke. The ukulele is confused by all the change in the temperature in my house. It's been very humid, and all of a sudden it's nice and cool. My ukulele's moving through it. It's trying. Come on, uke. Okay. Sometimes I dream. Starting over, y'all. Sorry. Sometimes I dream that all the people I see on the street smile at me. And in this dream, the peace I feel, it's mine to keep. And it's a good night's sleep. 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 Thank you.
All right, I think I'm unmuted. And we're going to do some meditation right now. And I want to thank Martha for that wonderful talk, because it was just wonderful. And I hope that we're going to do a passage meditation, but keep in mind the words and the feelings from Martha's talk, because I think it'll blend. Let's get comfortable in our chairs. Have your feet flat on the floor if you can. Just feel supported. Take a few slow, deep breaths to center yourself. Deep breath in, hold to the top, and release. Let's start. Breathe in and hold it. And release. And again, breathe in, hold it, and release. One final breath. In, hold it, and release. The spirit is limitless. It can only be to us what we believe it to be. Ernest Holmes. Spirit is limitless, but can only be to us what we believe. Choose what you want to believe. My choice is trust. I can breathe in trust and breathe out possibility. And hopefully that will get me through the messy middle. Think about what you want to believe. Breathe that in, and then breathe out possibility. See that other side, that perspective from beyond limits. Continue to breathe. Holding it at the top, and just focus on your breath as we go into the quiet. Breathe in, trust, faith, belief, whatever you choose, and breathe out that possibility. Spirit is there for us in that middle and at either end. Spirit is there for us.
Spirit is there for us. Spirit is everywhere for us. Spirit is us. For everything is spirit. And spirit is everything. The Alpha, the Omega, the messy middle is all one. One power, one presence, one divine activity expressing itself in a multitude of ways. That one spirit expresses as me, expresses it everyone listening now. It is everyone everywhere. One divine expression of spirit, shining like a diamond in multifaceted ways. It is God. It is good. It is here now for me and for everyone. So I know I am open to spirit, open to love, open to every way that it manifests. I don't have to agree, and I don't have to oppose. I let it be, for it is all God expressing. And I am so grateful for it. Grateful for this good everywhere. Grateful for the way that love shines in and through each of us. The way Spirit expresses through each one of us individually, as only we can be that channel, that specific channel of Spirit. Spirit is there for us, for we are Spirit. I know this is the truth. With love and gratitude, I release this creative word into the law that has created everything from the beginning of time and continues in this moment now and every moment to be the divine creative spirit and energy of the universe. Into the law I loose my word. Yes, and so it is.
And so it is.
I invite you to take a nice deep breath in and release. Begin to bring your attention back to your body, your presence in your body in your room. Bring some gentle motion back to your hands or feet. Slowly open your eyes and allow them to take in all the beauty around you while Emily sings another lovely song.
I'm thinking it's a sign that the freckles in our eyes are mirror images, and when we kiss, they're perfectly in line. I have to speculate that God Himself did make us into corresponding shapes like puzzle pieces from the clay. True, it may seem like a stretch, but it's thoughts like this that catch my troubled head when you're away, and I am missing you to death. When you're out there on the road for several weeks of shows, and when you scan the radio, I hope this song will guide you home. They will see us waving from such great heights. Come down now, they'll say, but everything looks perfect from far away. Come down now, we'll stay. I tried my best to leave the song on your machine, but the persistent beat, it sounded thin upon this thing that frankly will not fly. You will hear the shrillest highs and lowest lows with the windows when this song is guided. They will see us waving from such great heights. Come down now, they'll say, but everything looks perfect from far away. Come down now, we'll stay. They will see us waving from such great heights. Come down now, we'll stay. Everything looks perfect from far away. Come down now, but we'll stay.
It's beautiful. Thank you, Emily. Thank you so much. So on our run sheet, our order of celebration right now, it says wisdom share. As Bill likes to say sometimes, the posse is the preacher. So we're going to open it up, and I see Jesus is ready to go.
I'm ready, Brent. Thank you. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Sarah, for that beautiful reading. Joe, thank you, Brent, for bringing some flavor to the MC. And thank you, our guest speaker, Ms. Martha Creek. I felt it like I was in the room with her, me and her, having a conversation. And I would like to bring some biblical terms to what I'm saying. She used the word freedom. That got my attention. Give yourself freedom, give other people that freedom. And she used dial up. I got God's number. I call him. Sometimes I get a busy signal. But the main thing is, I don't give up. Keep calling until I get through. In the biblical terms I will use, it's like you could get angry, but sin not. And I guess the first person that started the Black Lives Matter was Jesus. When we turned over the tables and the chairs, because people was taking advantage of other people, the poor people. And then in another message, he said, another scripture, he said, resist not evil. You know, so for me, it's like I don't need to fight, or like what I got. You don't need to accept everything, but you don't need to fight neither. Don't resist evil. Be that filter, let it come through you. So it's real powerful what she was talking about, and having that balance. In English, it's human being. Human first and then being. But in Spanish, the word is ser humano. Is being first and then human. So having that balance with your emotions, with your practice, with your spiritual, I appreciate what she was saying a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus. Would anyone else like to share? We've got about a minute. Sarah.
Enforced a couple conversations that Luke and I have been having recently. The gist of it was talking about how at the end of the day, like forgiveness for almost everything and anything is like key. And it rang a resonant bell in my mind when you were talking about freedom and allowing everybody on all ends of the spectrum that freedom. And the thing that like I think I get my teeth caught on all the time is like, how can you, and you were talking about like how we deem things positive and negative, and I always have this hard time of like feeling and knowing that something is negative but still trying to have a positive interaction with it. And I think that it tied it all together for me somehow, in that freedom is forgiveness, and that being able to forgive things that have happened or haven't even happened yet, but knowing within you that like that's a choice just as much as, you know, how you react to something, is being able to kind of apply that forgiveness in all of those situations. And I loved when you were like, doesn't mean you have to agree with it, doesn't mean you have to condone it, doesn't mean you vote for it, but at the end of the day, none of us will feel that freedom until we're able to kind of set aside our own personal judgment about it, but still stand for the light and stand for the things that I hate to say are right and positive, but that we in our consciousness somewhere have decided that. So even though it's hard for me and I get my teeth caught on it all the time, I think that it's beautiful and true, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Beautiful. Bill, last one.
Last one, and I'll make it a quick one. And this is another one of those universe of oneness, small world sort of things. My sister-in-law was a comedy writer in Los Angeles in the 60s, and the show that she wrote was Beverly Hillbillies, and I didn't realize that was your town.
Beautiful. Love it. Sandy.
Yes. And thank you, Martha. That was incredible. The offering affirmation. New Thought Philadelphia is all about spreading the love. Our community is supported by your contributions. The gift you share helps fund our work in the world, and the way you shine your light spreads the love. We're grateful for every way you share. We don't have a basket, but there's a donate button on the website to make a donation by credit card or PayPal. 1 second. Don't know how to get this off to get the rest of. All right, so just please join me in the offering affirmation that you can see on your screen. I live in an abundant universe. I am one with the infinite source of all good. I am the center of conscious prosperity. I enjoy
the richness of life.
I
bless my gift.
I share
my gift with gratitude and joy.
I
know that as I give,
I do receive. And so it is. Amen. Yay. More music.
So it is. Yes, more music. This has been a really wonderful morning. Thank you, everybody. It's nice to be here. Thanks again to Martha. And all right, I want to finish with a song that I learned recently because the child that I nanny for, it was on a playlist that his parents put together of songs that he enjoys. So it's a kid's song, I think. Maybe it's just an old, I don't even know where it comes from. I don't know, maybe you know it, but I know it as a kid's song for little baby Homer, who I take care of during the week. And it's called Peace Like a River. It's really sweet. It's lovely. And you can catch on very easily to the words. It's the first verse is, I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. It repeats. And then the next one, I'll cue you all if you want to sing. The next one's, I got love like an ocean. I have joy like a fountain. It's really sweet. So let's do some singing together to finish this beautiful morning. All right. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. Love, I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain is the next one. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. One more time. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river in my soul. Thank you so much for singing.
Thank you, Emily. So on behalf of New Thought Philadelphia, I greatly accept all the gifts and tithes and offerings, knowing that it all goes into circulation, creating more good and more good in our world. And so it is. All right, so everybody go ahead and unmute. And we're all going to do this together in beautiful Zoom cacophony. It's going to be awesome. It's going to sound wonderful. I am love.
I am love.
Love.
I am light.
I am
I
light.
am light.
I dial it up.
I dial it up.
Dial it up.
I love the messy middle.
I love the messy middle.
And it's all good all the time.
All good all the
All
time.
the time.
And so it is.
And so it is.
So it is.
Yay. Beautiful.
That was so fun. You're the best. We love you. Love a little sing along. And you sang Bill Withers, which any day I hear Bill Withers, it's a lovely day.
Amen.
Sarah, I love the fact that your sunglasses